Salutations, my fellow gamers. My name is AFarCryAway, and today I wanted to show you the game that has stolen me away from many other games. And it's kind of a crazy game to come out of nowhere and just sweep me off my fucking feet and just give me one of the best RPG experiences I've ever had. So, Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen on the PC. Man, where do I start? This game is fantastic. If you want an RPG that is just basically going to give you an action-packed experience where you get to not only decide how you play the game, but like it gives you not just tropes of ways to play, but like lets you just play the way you want, then this is right up pretty much your alley. So this game is, well, first of all, I'd like to let you all know that I'm playing it with an ENB right now, and it's locked at 30 frames per second, around there, I think. So it doesn't look 100% as good as it could because I don't have the best hardware in the world right now. But man, this game looks pretty good for a 2011 like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 game. The texture overhaul mod also helps a lot. I believe I have that on right now. But yeah, so Dragon's Dogma, it's a really simple like game. You start off by yourself, you get attacked by a dragon, the dragon fucking rips your heart out and then like literally eats it, and then you're left to gather up, because you, I guess, can live without a heart, a group of pawns who are people from another realm who will follow you no matter where you go to help you defeat this elder dragon thing. And you quest around killing various amounts of goblins, wolves, ogres, giant griffins, and hydras, and lots of stuff. It's basically, think Monster Hunter, but like more condensed into like an RPG form, like a format, with like the story and all. It's very addicting gameplay wise, and I believe what makes it so great is that it's not conventional. The game lets you jump all over the monsters and climb them and chop at them, kind of like Shadow of the Colossus did. And I believe that's a very strong point to say for the game. Like, it feels like you're actually killing giant monsters. It's not holding your hand. You will die a lot in this game, especially on the harder difficulty. And it's been a blast. I can't say that enough. It's just been an absolutely fun-ass time playing the game. And what makes this even more interesting to me is that Dragon's Dogma has evolved into an MMO as well. There's a Dragon's Dogma Online that you can play that's a massively multiplayer game that plays just like Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I mean, there's a few changes, obviously, because it's an MMO. Probably some of the biggest changes being that there's damage numbers when you hit enemies. And I think they made it where like the hunter class doesn't have the daggers and the bow. You know, little stuff like that. But overall, it's really cool, and I'm about to go check that out. As soon as I beat Dragon's Dogma, I'm probably going to have to get the English patch and play Dragon's Dogma online. Unfortunately, it is a Japanese-only release, and why that is still a thing in 2016 is beyond me. I mean, I get that it takes time to translate and it takes time to localize, but guys, I mean, it's like your game's done. Just make it English. And I mean, I know it's not that simple, but like, please, just bring it to us. That would be amazing. But I have a coworker who was, you know, asking me like, what's a good RPG? And I just pointed straight at Dragon's Dogma the second I played the game. I was like, this game is great, and it just gets better and better and better the more I play it. I haven't gotten bored yet, which is astonishing because I get bored really easily. And most games, like, I'll spend 10 hours and then I'm done. Like, I'll never touch them again. But this game has me coming back every single day to kill monsters, to get XP, to get my pawn to be a higher level. You know, I like to associate or change my my skill. That's another really great point about Dragon's Dogma. You can change your vocation at any point during the game, whenever the hell you really want to. And you don't have to be anything that you don't want to be in the game. Like, let's say you start off as like a mage character, and you're like, this is boring, even though it's totally not boring in Dragon's Dogma. But you know, you don't want to do that anymore. Well, you can just snap right into being like an assassin character who gets to use everything, or you can be like, I forget what it's called, but you're like, you know, using two-handed weapons and aggroing a lot of enemies and taking a lot of damage and hits, but dealing it ×2 back to them. You can just do a normal Sword and Shield Dark Souls approach. That's how I started the game. I think Sword and Shield is actually really fun if you know what you're doing. What's interesting about Dragon's Dogma is that there's no tab targeting or lock-on or anything like that. So unlike Dark Souls, you actually have to physically turn your character with the shield in the direction of the enemy attack, or else you won't be able to parry it. But I think there's just a lot of like really neat things about this game that it's hard to like specifically tell you. Like, this is the reason Dragon's Dogma is a legendary RPG on PC that you really have to play. But there's just so many little things that like culminate into the greatness that is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. So if you're looking for an RPG and you've been kind of out of the RPG scene, I guess, since Skyrim or something, then check this game out. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. There's a couple of very minor issues with the game, graphically for one. Like if you're on Windows 10, I'm not sure why, but for me at least, the game's running really at a bad frame rate, and it didn't before on Windows 8. And there's, you know, a couple of graphical things that can easily be fixed with a few modifications. Like, I think it's like just called the Dragon's Dogma texture overhaul mod, something like that. Yeah, if you get that, it'll definitely improve the visual fidelity. But the game's really not all about the visuals. If you kind of look past that and just play it for the game, it's fantastical. So that's all I can say on Dragon's Dogma. It's great. Play it. It's cheap. It's very affordable right now. I believe it's $30 on Steam. And yeah. So that's my video on Dragon's Dogma. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to leave this a like and maybe even subscribe for more PC gaming epicness. Till next time, everybody. Peace out.